Mr. Secretary, does the DoD have any plans to allow the military to follow the orders of President Trump when his order violates the Constitution? Yes or no?
I reject the premise of that question, which is that President Trump is ordering unconstitutional orders.
You testified earlier that you will send in the military to protect local law enforcement. Did LAPD Police Chief McDonnell ask you for your help?
I read reports on a regular basis.
Did he ask for your help?
From ICE agents who
I'll take that as a
couldn't
no.
be more grateful.
Did
for the
LA
fact that there
Sheriff
are
Luna
soldiers
ask
there
for you
helping
to
do
send
their
in the
job?
military, Mr. Secretary?
I don't work for the LA Sheriff, sir.
Representative Tran began by referencing an alarming report that Senator Alex Padilla of California was allegedly forcibly removed and arrested at a press event held by Secretary Noem. Now, if that report is accurate, it raises serious constitutional questions. Elected officials are representatives of the people, and silencing them, physically removing them from public events, undermines both democratic transparency and the very concept of oversight.
Thank you, Chairwoman. Thank you to the witnesses for being here. Mr. Secretary, I just got word that Senator Padilla from my great state of California was physically assaulted and arrested for attending Secretary Noem's press event. The mere fact that he showed up, he was forcibly removed. Is this how you would treat a member of Congress who attends your press event, whether invited or not?
Well, I've been here for 5 hours, sir. I don't know about that.
I'm just asking, would you have me forcibly removed from your press event
I'm not
if I
going to
walked in?
speculate on a hypothetical. I'm sure there's more context.
I'll take that as a yes. Mr. Secretary, does the DoD have any plans to allow the military to follow the orders of President Trump when his order violates the Constitution? Yes or no?
I reject the premise of that question, which is that President Trump is ordering unconstitutional orders.
I'll take that as a yes as well. Mr. Secretary, the deployment of active duty Marines to California is incredibly disruptive to the lives of service members who are being drawn into the president's publicity stunt. And I want to know how you're planning to take care of these troops. So will you commit to sending my office and this committee a detailed plan on how you plan to house and feed the 700 Marines and potentially thousands of Marines?
What's disruptive is when concrete blocks are thrown at the heads of ICE officers. And so we're proud that National Guardsmen and Marines have responded in real time to help defend those federal law enforcement officers.
So do you have a plan? Do you have a plan to house
Not only do we have a plan, but it's been a focus of mine. I've held a riot shield before in a riot. I recognize what it means to respond in real time without enough time.
Mr. Secretary, will you get me that
everything
plan,
they can
please?
as fast as they can, and we have a plan for that.
Mr. Secretary, I reclaim my plan.
ASAP.
Chairwoman, LA Mayor Bass stated that the area placed under the recent curfew is around 1 square mile. Is that the same area where service members will be deployed?
Service members are in Los Angeles to defend law enforcement, ICE agents, and facilities.
So essentially you're telling me that American people and the American people that a 1 square mile block of LA, and for the record, LA County is over 4,700 square miles, warrants the deployment of 700 Marines and the federalization of 4,000 California National Guardsmen. You testified earlier that you will send in the military to protect local law enforcement. Did LAPD Police Chief McDonnell ask you for your help?
I read reports on a regular basis.
Did he ask for your help?
From ICE agents who
I'll take that as a no.
couldn't be more grateful.
Did
for the
LA
fact that there are
Sheriff Luna
soldiers
ask
there
for
helping
you
them
to
do
send in
their
the
job?
military, Mr. Secretary? Did LA Sheriff Luna ask you to send in the military? Yes or no?
I don't work for the LA Sheriff, sir.
Well, you said you sent them in to support the military, but they didn't even ask for your, to support law enforcement, but they didn't even ask for your help. Have you been to Los Angeles in the last 7 days?
My team is, from the top down, focused on making sure Los Angeles
I'll also take that as a no. How did you arrive at the decision not to coordinate with local law enforcement and the governor's office on the initial deployment?
It would be great if the governor attempted to actually coordinate instead of grandstand.
All right, so I believe you're secretly deploying troops to an area without coordinating with local officials is somehow not disruptive and to the logistical and operational conditions on the ground. You agree with that?
I would need you to repeat the question, sir.
Does the department plan on coordinating with Governor Newsom's office on local law enforcement going forward, Mr. Secretary?
We've coordinated with local law enforcement quite well, but the governor's been an obstruction to that, of course.
All right, Secretary Hegseth, this political stunt, and by your own admission, is expected to cost the American taxpayer at least $134 million and will disrupt the lives of hundreds and potentially thousands of active duty Marines and 4,000 National Guardsmen. That's $134 million and thousands of personnel diverted away from critical missions in the Indo-Pacific, where China is rapidly expanding from Europe, where NATO needs U.S. support amid growing Russian aggression, and from CENTCOM, where tensions are escalating so critically that your own General Kurilla had to cancel all his testimony in Congress today. Your redirection of combat-ready troops from real-world national security threats to manage a domestic protest is gross mismanagement and a slap in the face of service members whose lives are disrupted throughout this event. As a veteran myself, it's a disgrace, and you should be ashamed. I yield back.
What we just saw in that exchange between Representative Derek Tran and Defense Secretary Hegseth is more than a heated moment. It's a window into the tension between accountability and political theater in this new Trump-era administration. Tran's question was simple: is this how a member of Congress should be treated in America? And yet, Secretary Hegseth refused to give a direct answer. That silence says a lot. In a democracy, the refusal to affirm even a basic standard of respect for elected officials, especially from a military or defense official, should concern every citizen, regardless of party. But the exchange didn't stop there. Tran pressed further, questioning the administration's decision to deploy active-duty Marines and National Guard troops to Los Angeles, a city already under local control and governed by its own law enforcement agencies. But justification? A so-called public safety mission. But as Tran pointed out, this is a 1 square mile area being treated as if it were a war zone. Deploying 700 Marines and federalizing 4,000 National Guardsmen to police a local protest, that's not normal public safety policy. That's political posturing dressed up as security. This isn't just about logistics or troop movement, it's about precedent. The Posse Comitatus Act has long protected Americans from military overreach into civilian affairs. When the federal government sends combat-ready troops into American streets without coordination from state and local officials, it sets a dangerous precedent, one that undermines the balance of power between federal and state authority. Representative Tran's questioning also hit another critical point: cost. The estimated $134 million price tag for this deployment isn't just a number. That's $134 million of taxpayer money, money that could be going toward veteran services, education, or disaster relief. Instead, it's being diverted from critical missions overseas, from the Indo-Pacific, where China's influence is growing, and from Europe, where NATO needs continued American support. Redirecting those resources to manage what amounts to a domestic political spectacle doesn't strengthen America's security, it weakens it. And then there's the human cost. Thousands of service members, Marines and National Guardsmen, have been pulled away from their families, their training, and their real-world missions. For what? To project political strength on cable news? Tran, a veteran himself, said it plainly. This isn't just mismanagement, it's a slap in the face to those who serve. When we look at the bigger picture, this moment reflects a broader trend: the politicization of our military and security institutions. Using uniformed service members as props in partisan disputes erodes public trust and blurs the line between national defense and political loyalty. That's something democracies around the world have learned to fear, and it's something America should never normalize. Secretary Hegseth's deflections, his refusal to provide clear answers about cost, legality, or coordination, reveal a troubling disregard for accountability. This isn't about partisanship, it's about preserving the rule of law and ensuring that those who wield power are answerable to the people. Representative Tran's questioning may have been tense, but it was necessary. Oversight isn't disrespect, it's democracy in action. And at a time when truth itself is often under attack, we need more leaders willing to ask hard questions, even when the answers make those in power uncomfortable. If you believe in transparency, accountability, and the rule of law, this is the kind of scrutiny we should be demanding from every public official. Stay informed, read the documents, watch the hearings, and hold your leaders, all of them, to the same democratic standards. Because democracy doesn't protect itself. We do.